What's going on, YouTube world? Welcome back to A Little Bit Man Gaming, bringing you another Batwoman. I almost said something different. That's why I hesitated for a minute because I almost just called this a different video. But another Batwoman review. This is for season 2, episode 3, called Batgirl Magic. Now, I'm a comic book fan, so I love comic books, right? But it did feel weird saying that, like, I'm reviewing the show that had a girly like title, but it is what it is. First things first is y'all can hit that like, subscribe, and share, and the notification button, and leave a comment. I greatly appreciate it because it helps the channel grow and it helps me grow as a YouTuber. And I'm trying to get to 100 subscribers. We did get a new subscriber, so thank you to the new subscriber. And yeah, let's get with it. So here's the quick little synopsis for what this episode was about. As Ryan continues to prove herself as Batwoman, she encounters the challenge of living a double life. Luke continues to have reservations about Ryan. Victor Saz slashes his way through the city streets. Sapphire takes notice of Alice's antics. Now, let's break this down to what this might not even be a long video because I was kind of like disappointed with this episode. Not all the way. It's not all bad, but it was kind of disappointing, just a little bit. But let me tell you why it was disappointing. The main villain, Victor Saz, did not feel like Victor Saz. Yes, he did have he had a little bit of the craziness that Victor Saz, that you think what Victor Saz would have, but I'm trying to get this camera straight a little bit. Yeah, there, whatever. Yeah, so he did have the goofiness and the quirky, not the goofiness, but the little craziness and weirdness about Victor Saz, but it only came through like a little bit. It's hard to put into words, but it's like it didn't come through the way I wanted it to. And that's what I was mostly looking forward to. I was looking forward to finding out what happened to Kay Kane, and what their end show story is for Kay Kane and Victor Saz, right? And Victor Saz was a disappointment because he felt more like a villain of the week or a plot device to help Ryan grow more into her role as Batwoman, right? She didn't really feel like I don't know, it's like she didn't feel like she was like, it didn't feel like he was really Victor Saz. He was more like a lame down version of Victor Saz that was there to just be a plot device. He was just there to be the villain of the week, a plot device. He was just there to be there, right? He wasn't there. I didn't feel like he was there just to actually help the show, to actually be an actual memorable Batman villain. Because what I'm trying to say is the comic book and even video game and cartoons versions was more faithful to what Victor Saz is in the comics than he was here in the show. And it was like at times I'm watching, I'm just like, even when I was watching the episode, I was just like, Victor Saz did not seem like Victor Saz to me. But did he have some crazy moments? Yes, he did. Now, he did live up to that part of the comic, but yes, he had some crazy moments. He did kill some people. He did, just outright kill people and just outright was crazy. But it felt like he was missing. More. It felt like it was more that was more to the character they could have pulled out, but they just didn't. They stopped short of it. But enough of Victor Saz. Let's see. So yes, we wake up on this island, Sapphire's island, where Alice and oh God, I cannot remember the girl's name that was Kate's girlfriend. I might actually have to go. You gotta give me, man. Might actually have to go look up because I don't want to say Kate's girlfriend I actually want to say her name, and I can't remember what her name was. Uh, uh, okay, Sophie. That's her name, Sophie, right? I think that, yeah, I think that's her name, Sophie. I'm thinking right. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so yeah, Sophie. Oh Lord, I just went my whole notes went away from me. Yeah, so Sophie and Alice wake up on the island, and they found out they was brought there for a reason. What reason is that? Uh, we can't tell you because this is not a spoiler like review because I still actually it was okay episode, but it wasn't. Just in my opinion, wasn't a. The episode could have been better, but yes, it was. They woke up on the island, and it was a reason pertaining to season two, and what happened in this season. It was I said season two. What happened in this season, in season two, and season one. That's what I meant to say. Not back in season two like this was season three. I meant to say season one. So back in season one, Alice did some things with a drug. She poisoned. She used a drug. She used a poison to poison um, um, Kate's stepmother and stepsister, and she used a cure-all flower. Right? It was this poison had no cure for it, but it was a particular plant that grew on this particular island that could cure anything, even that could cure anything, any type of poison, right? And it turns out it was the truth. This particular plant that I guess nobody really knew about, could cure anything, could cure any disease, no matter what it is. And you find out that in season two, this is what's happening is, this leads into why Victor Sass was in this episode, was that Sophia might want a Pacific people dead for a specific reason, and it has something to do with this plant. It has something to do with this plant, this cure, and what Alice done, and what Alice did not only in the first season, but in season two, leads to this face to face with Sophia. So Alice, she accused Sophia of basically being the person behind. Since we saw in, I think it was the first episode, where she got a note saying that it was Sophia who kidnapped her sister, or killed her sister. I mean, and we found out that Alice been doing this to get a face to face with her. And when she get this face to face, things are said, and then we learn that things might not be as what we think it is, because now we're being told that she might not have nothing to do with what happened to KK, and that this could have been a way to get Kate to go after Sophia. We don't know, but then it's always been like these ups and downs, right? It's always been like they're basically trying to throw us off. We don't know what's really going on, so that was the usual TV trope, and then it was just like for the rest of the episode. Then we got Kate. I was about to say Kate Ryan. She's trying to basically find her place. She's trying to balance that. We get to the balancing of the dual identity. She's trying to be Batwoman, but she also got to be Ryan too. And Ryan doesn't have such a good, she doesn't have such a good track record. And now she's been, she's going to parole officer. She got to find a place to live, job, and since she can't get a job, she's getting a little leeway. Okay, I think I guess the rule is you can't like when you're one of the things you can't go work at a bar, right? As a job, but she gets a leeway on that because it's a job, and that's the only job she could get right now because her being an ex-con, nobody wants to hire her because she's an ex-con. But I do like the way how they connect Ryan to Victor Sass because of the circles that Ryan used to hang out in and her background, she knows more about Victor Sass than Luke and Kate's stepsister do, which they used to their advantage because they needed to know who it was, and she instantly was, oh yeah, it's Victor Sass. Oh, we used to roll around. We used to know people in the same circles. He knows somebody that knows who I dated and whatnot and what forth. And it's like, okay, then I get that part. Then it goes downhill. It's like, to me, it was kind of boring seeing how she basically shoehorned everybody into. She shoehorned her stepsister to get her a job at the bar, just for her own purposes or whatnot. Then she seemed like they gonna try to get her to shoehorn her way to somewhere to live. It's like it. I was trying to think of the words for it, but it's like it kind of just pissed me off, right? So it was just like, it was something about the episode I did not like, and it was my expectation, and that's what it was. My expectation for this episode was to have Victor Sass was high, and then that's coming off of the amazing episode that WandaVision just had. Then I see Batwoman, that I'm just like, wow. They could have told a better story with Victor Sass than what they did. The Sophia stuff was compelling. I will say that without getting into spoilers. It's hard to talk about it without spoiling stuff for you. But the Sophia stuff was interesting. The back and forth banter between her and Alice. You learn more about Alice. You learn her time on Sophia's island. They basically, is to put it into words, Sophia. To put it into words, Sophia, it was like, it's like a female race Al Ghul. She's a female race. She basically was race Al Ghul, and that's basically the Lian Yu, the island of the League of Assassins. You might as well say that's like the League of Assassins because she basically took Alice in and taught her how to fight, taught her how to use her anger and rage, to get what she want. You see, at one point she asked her, well, your rage was never towards your sister. Why do you want to kill your sister? It was all about just getting revenge and stuff, but reconnected with your sister. And, Alice had a wonderful, had a typical Alice response because she said, she basically says, well, we're twins, and, twins for to have this connection and this bond. That I thought we were, I thought we shared. I thought we would be I thought she was gonna be who I needed her to be, but she ended up not being who I needed to be. Therefore, she wanted her dead. But yeah, the that was like an upside for me. Like it did have its moments of brilliance, and it did have this moment where I was like, okay, this has generally got me interested, but for the most part, I was not interested in the little trivial, and it might be for the fact that even though this is the second season of Batwoman, we once again, it's like, I guess it's like the once again having to relearn somebody's background. We do this and we do that, and when you go from a season 1 to season 2, that's mostly what the first season, the first half of the season is about, getting to know the character, the main character, what problems and struggles is in this person's life, and now that we do it all over again for a season 2, it kind of just waned on me. It's like I didn't really care for it because we just went through this with the first season, and I understand, so I give it a chance, but just because we understand what the transition had to go to, but it's still kind of just like I didn't really care for it. Like I just, that's how I felt. But yeah, overall it had a solid ending. It had a good start, a rough middle, but a solid end. So with that being said, if I had to give it anything, I'll give it a solid 6 big ups, just because it was I would say a mediocre to good show. It was a good episode. Not a lot it didn't do in terms of shock and all. It didn't move the story as much as I wanted it to, but it did enough to keep you coming back for more, and it got the point across. And I just hope that future episode with Victor Sads will actually make Victor Sads more of the comic book. He'd be more crazy, more loony than what he was in the episode. Because this guy he knew Ryan. It's a part I forgot to mention too, where Ryan and Victor have a talk, because she confronts him as Batwoman and she confronts him as Ryan. And when she confronts him as Ryan, we learn more about how she knows of Victor, because Victor knows. She knows somebody that Ryan knew somebody that Victor knew. So he like, oh yeah, I don't want to mess with you. If you who I think you are, blah blah blah. This, and they know each other, and it's just that little exchange just made me. Wow, it was good. It was good on Ryan's side, but it was bad on Victor's side. It was good for Ryan because it shows how she could be connected to her connections could be used of the criminal in the criminal world, underworld, to help them in their crime fighting. But it was also bad just because it made Victor Sass seem more human than he really is, because he in the comics and in the cartoons and the games, he's basically has no soul. He's just like this dead evil person. Like, he has really no soul at all. And it just made him seem human, and he wasn't human. So, yeah. But you want more videos like this, and you like videos like this, hit that like, subscribe, share, and the notification button. Leave a comment down below. Let me know your opinions. Did you like the episode? What did you like about episode 3? Let me know in the comments below. To the next one, peace.